brothers and sisters.
I'm gonna throw a piece.
It's only one person with 2 different accounts in the joint, bro. Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Just
Any further back, it's gonna fall.
But I say, just in case they can't see.
This is so bad. This is so bad, bro. Yo.
Why do you say that shit, bro? Why do you say that?
Bro, that added more viewers.
I mean, that's why though, right?
Horrendous.
Oh my God.
Horrendous.
We on fire today.
Yo, yeah. Yeah. Grill's been on.
Content creation.
The grill has been on.
Bro, I can't wait to get off that train. I'm like straight up.
What train?
Content creating. I don't even really create no more. I just be taking pictures and be like, here.
That's what I told you. How long ago did I tell you? I just post my shit and I don't go look at other niggas'
like,
shit.
here, bro.
And then walk off.
Yeah.
You just gonna walk off.
Bro, I don't even check notifications if y'all like it. I don't care anymore, bro. That's so why.
So you know,
yo, how you gonna post and not look at your DMs like this?
you know when you see a funny video, you send it to your partner, right? I got about 12 different people I send shit to, but I never watch their shit.
Yeah,
I know.
We know. We're the. You know how it was 10? We made 11 and 12.
You know how I used to send you stuff?
No longer, right? But now they send it to my phone. Instagram links to my phone.
Yeah, remember? You forgot something, bro.
Oh, you
I see you got off the app. You forgot something, dog. Yeah, that's how that worked.
That's a voicemail for Instagram?
Yeah.
All right,
That's how I go.
Got it.
Whatever. Yo, you tuning in to the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
The infamous Jelani Evans.
The infamous, huh?
Yeah.
Stop stalling so you can figure out what name you finna use, bruh.
Nah, it's
Apartment Pole here with us too. Moving on. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
This guy.
He is I am him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How y'all been?
I've been good, man.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2025 been good for me, man.
It's only February, but all right.
The stresses of life
Are about to begin.
You only getting it easy because it's Black History Month, brother. Yeah. Hard in March.
As soon as we march into March, it's a wrap, bro. Like,
That's respect. That's respect.
nah, hey man, that's good though. That's good. You got good energy. The years have been starting off for you pretty decent. I'll take it.
For sure.
I'll take it. I ain't mad at
Black
it.
folks don't know how to give niggas credit. You know how niggas say decent,
Yeah.
and then they say your little friend.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you got
habit.
your little business going on.
Yeah. It's
That's
habit.
somebody said that to me. I ain't responded yet. I was so offended. I'm like, little bit.
Yeah, we don't know how to give credit. When
You
credit
work a 9 to
Aren't
5.
you an employee?
Yeah, you work a 9. You don't have any endeavors.
Him and his little friend went out tonight.
Yeah, and got big bitches. And I don't mean in size.
Yeah, but good, man.
Yeah, life's
Take it
peaceful,
fun.
bro. I can't even, like, 2024 ended great. And y'all talking about 2025.
Nah, real talk.
2024 ended great.
Real talk.
2025 has been wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Despite all the
No, ain't no despite nothing. It's been wonderful. Like I
No,
said,
I'm saying-
whatever you saying pertains to him.
but you know, we got a lot of people that's
struggling, straining,
I mean
stressing,
stressed
going through
on
it.
the political climate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that's feeling the whatever they're
I'm be
feeling about
honest.
me personally, I don't really care.
All right, so look, you gotta be careful because the last time we were talking about we don't care. Everybody got off
we
it.
said that.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what you mean?
All right.
They should be ashamed.
Yeah, they
Can I
put
say what I mean by when I
they
when I
Martin
say I
Luther
don't
King
care?
rolling over his grave.
Can I say what I mean?
Yeah,
before
they stamped the.
When I say I don't care is that the system in which we attempting to break down, integrate into, whatever it is, operate within, the system is there. You know what I'm saying? So all we can do is, we can't say everybody, you can say somebody. So save yourself or save a person, but you're not going to change the system and what you're trying to operate within. So
Yeah.
unless you're trying to break away in totality, then you got to understand that this is where we at. So
See, if more people cared,
yeah, the small
you're part of the
scale,
problem.
I care about the small scale. I've
Yeah.
been working in the community and working with schools and people of my community since I was 18. So that's all I could really do. I ain't gonna stress about nothing else.
The whole thing about being stressed about the political climate is too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. It's like if you want to be stressed, you should have been stressed when it was time to vote, and you're trying to figure out how to go about things and who to vote for.
Not even time to vote. Before it was time to vote, you should have been.
Well,
you should have
true.
been understanding that.
Before that, but all I'm saying is like now that the cement has been poured and it's drying, you're tripping about it being unleveled. It's too late.
Well, that's one of the things that I was trying to speak on when we had went over the whole scenario with Snoop Dogg. It was like, what's the point of investing this much disdainment or this much disagreement in somebody that has such little influence in making a change in the system that we're complaining about? You know what I mean?
And they were just doing their job.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna take away from what I mean. Think to play devil's advocate. What does Snoop Dogg do in the community? He does a lot. There's a lot of young men who are in the NFL because of Snoop Dogg.
But it actually mirrors what you said. You said you focus on a micro level, what the areas which you can affect, right?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But he's held accountable in areas that he's not affecting, right? He's done a lot of work in Long Beach.
Because what did really Snoop Dogg going and doing that? What did that really do? Did that increase the amount of voters? That was just all perception and that's just all image. But at the ground level, we know what Snoop has done in his community,
right,
as a celebrity.
And we choose as a community too to only hyper focus on the negative a lot of times. Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you look at maybe I'll do a study on that one day. Maybe I'll sit down and I'll treat it like school and I'll look at the numbers of how much viewership our culture gives with controversy, disrespect, all that other stuff versus like the things that are positive.
I'm still trying to figure out how it was negative. He just went somewhere and performed and people didn't like it. That don't make it negative. That means that they didn't like it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking on because you're right. I'm speaking on the obsession of negativity. It seemed like folks try to find somewhere to say I dislike that. I don't like that.
That's easy. You don't have to do a whole study. People are miserable. Misery loves company. Boom.
It's a scapegoat for your emotions.
Think about it, bro. Think about this. Think about this, right? How's your energy
right now
in life? Not this moment. He is amped. He like, nigga,
right now what? Nigga, I got my looks on. Nigga.
Right. Calm down,
I think it's good.
Right?
Yeah.
How about you?
My energy overall?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
And because of that, how much do you focus on the negative or amplify? And then when you do come across it, what do you do?
I just get off that shit because the only time I was just having this conversation with somebody last week, and we've had this conversation many times. Whatever is going on social media, whatever is going on the internet, that's a whole different experience that I have when I'm walking around in real life.
Right.
Facts. All right, but in real life, politics, right? That's considered negative. Are you really hyper-focused on that?
No.
Nope. Are you hyper-focused on any negativity, or are you amplifying it? Are you really even letting it eat at you?
Bro, there was a scenario where I was on the phone with you earlier this week, and I had a moment where I was about to go in, and I just stopped.
You did catch yourself.
And you was like, "Yo, you was like, hey, good call out, bro."
He not finna disconnect us because we're not doing it.
I thought it was gonna go along with me, but it didn't.
No.
They came off.
Yeah, no, we're gonna save the headphones.
Hey, for those of y'all know me, man. It wouldn't be me without the alarms going off. That's it.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're like at peace, when things are good, you don't have time to focus on. You don't even want to. You will shortstop the negative responses and energy. So that's what I mean by misery loves company. Like something's going on in your world, you're bothered, and so you're focused on other things. Like when you're negative, you're gonna focus more on the negative and amplify the negative.
Because you got the empty space in your mind to be able to go. Like when people say that, when people don't have like, let's say like a hobby or things that are that they're into outside of just their day-to-day routine in life, then they're susceptible to being like in tune with bullshit that has no kind of value to their life. So like
Deeper than that, marriage can suck, work can suck, kids can be driving them crazy. They're miserable in life, bro. It ain't not because they don't have a hobby. They're miserable, so their frequency is set to the negative, to the BS.
Yeah, that's
what I mean.
That's the GTA shit.
They're pessimists.
The GTA.
You know what I'm saying? Like the glass is always half full because of what they're dealing with, how they're operating, how they're viewing life, their perception.
When you play
so
GTA,
miserable.
whatever car you get, now you just keep seeing that Corvette.
Yeah.
You keep seeing the Corvettes. Every car you get in now, it's like in real life, you get a car.
Yeah.
I've never seen this car this many times before.
Yeah.
And so whatever that's being in tune.
Yeah, you're focused.
Yeah.
You have something that's on your mind, and you constantly. It's almost like your mind is gravitating towards that. But it's always been there. It's always been like that.
They projecting the negativity.
It's like the negative aspect of the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Of attraction, because the law of attraction don't just work on based on
Positive
the things that you want in your life. It's based on whatever frequency or whatever you focused on.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what is you gonna be drawn towards you.
Money.
And you know it's crazy because
money.
hey man, I ain't mad at it. I am not mad at it at all.
Big bills to lose.
I read there was a book I read where it started breaking down the percentages of something, and I remember it was like 70 to 80% of the things you worry about never happen.
It's crazy. It's all mental.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a whole list of stuff. I had wrote it down because I was like trying to follow it or whatever. But I mean, if you think about that, that means that if you do have something negative on your mind and it does happen, it didn't just happen because you thought about it. It was the commitment that you put into the thought and how you operate, how you're thinking, you know what I'm saying? How you plan, like how you move throughout your day, your week, your month, or whatever the case it is. And then it
well, because they say the way in which you think affects the way in which you feel, and the way in which you feel affects the way in which you act.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so wild because I had a situation. I made a comment to somebody, and his response was instantly offended. But so I made the comment. He got offended. He said something back, and that was the opening for me to like go stupid. But I did what you did, right? It's like I called myself, and I responded in a tone that was diffusing, like a you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Put his guard down,
right?
Yeah,
and so it kind of caught him off guard, and he like, and then he just stopped. And I was just like, man, if I had been in a different mindset, we probably would have been in here fighting.
Yep.
Because what I said didn't warrant the response.
Yeah.
But come to find out, because I stepped to the side, and I was like, yo, was my tone off? Like, nah, he was tripping. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't me. It was him. And they're like, well, you know, he's going through X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, so because he's going through some negative things in life, that's what his frequency is set to. So then that's how he's responding. That's what he's emitting.
Yep.
And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. The crazier thing is that because of where I'm at mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I picked up on that and I chose not to engage, but diffuse. Because younger me, I would have threw a chair I was sitting in.
Yep. You have a seat.
Man. And before he can stand, I'm gonna
nigga in a chair and say, "Have a seat."
And before he can stand, I'm gonna give him 2 feet. You know what I'm saying, like WWE style. So, no, for real. So it's just but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're operating on a higher frequency and you're aware, you won't even sink down to other people's level because you know how much better it is to operate.
So that's one of the main practices of traditional martial arts. So it would be
discipline.
that you have the discipline of knowing that
I could kill this nigga.
With one blow, I could kill him. And so you have the understanding of, well, is it worth it? Not only physically, but like mentally, is it worth having this battle with this person who I understand that not only am I physically able to kind of
mop the
beat
floor,
his ass with,
Molly Wop, go ahead,
beat his ass, or mentally I'm already above this person. So do I engage with them? Am I losing that battle by engaging?
You'll lose a battle by engaging.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Even if you beat them up.
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So, and that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
then you catch some who, yeah.
I mean, like Lil Duval said, everybody could benefit from a good. Well, not everybody.
Like
a lot of y'all.
Sean Strickland, UFC Sean Strickland.
A lot of y'all need to get mollywopped one good time, and you'll be good.
He's not going.
He will align you.
He will dog walk your ass all through and up and down whatever parking lot, restaurant y'all at. Leave that man alone.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, right? Because something that we're going to talk about, and it kind of correlates with what we're saying, is, you know, the obsession and trend with trauma, right? Mm-hmm. I know I sent you guys the link, Dr. Raquel Hopkins, and she was talking about how it's like a trend and how people use their trauma as an excuse for the way they behave.
Like, well, they use it as an excuse to continue behaving how they behave.
Yeah.
I'm just like this.
Instead of it being...
I got this or I got that, so that's why...
Instead of it being a label meant for understanding, people are using it to define their personalities.
Right. And the crazy thing is, every time I've heard that before I came... I mean, there's that too. But the first time I came across that video, a light bulb went off with the way I think. When I hear somebody say, oh, I did A, B, C, D... because I got this, the first thing I'm thinking is like, no, you're just not, you're willing to acknowledge that you have an issue. You're willing to acknowledge that you made a mistake, but yet and still you don't want to take accountability for it.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you use the label as a crutch.
So you use the label and you're literally blaming the label without taking any accountability for how you behave. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because when I seen that, I'm like, where the hell did that even come from where that's now a thing?
Because it started with mental awareness.
Yeah.
It started with being mentally aware, right? For people who do actually deal with those type of mental issues and have those labels.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
thought the awareness was for people to get an understanding with what these people go through, not to attach yourself to something so you can get away with stuff.
I don't have a degree in psychology myself, but I did grow up kind of lightweight at a mental health facility. Because my parents,
know you have retarded. You can't tell us, dude.
I was diagnosed. This is my former life. But my parents, like my mom, when she was 18, from her early 20s, and my dad also was my mom was a secretary there, and my dad was a actual counselor or psychologist there, and so a therapist. And so I got to see the different levels of people with mental health issues. And so it's kind of easier for me to figure out whether somebody is dealing with mental health issues or whether or not this person is just exhibiting whatever emotions or characteristics.
Right.
Stop that.
You could put it on silent. Anyways.
I never stopped. Yeah, I snoozed it last time I watched it. But yeah, so some people, a lot of times, like you'll see somebody who engages in an argument or a conflict with somebody, right?
Yeah.
And from outside, I could look and see it like this person that you're talking to or you're even giving your time to, this person is not on the same level of not even consciousness, but intelligence or socially aware of the way in which they're being perceived. So I think a lot of people just don't have that skill or don't even really care. Like they just deal with people on the
I think a lot of people
level.
more so, I think it's two things, my opinion. I think, number one, people don't have that understanding of being able to identify. And then the second thing is they've been looking for a fight as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the subject entertainer theory.
Because even the older I get and the more experiences that I have for the first time, I'm starting to have an understanding like, oh, something's not right right here. I actually had that experience last night when I was working the event with Dev. So the floats are coming down, and it was these two young dudes trying to be seen. They had their phone out, kept going around saying crazy stuff as the floats are going by. And I had a moment where it was like, man, it'll feel really good to slap the shit out these niggas right now because they're in the way. They're in the way. And then the other part kicked in like, this person either isn't right in their head or this person gets no attention anywhere else. Yeah. And so they're like a loner or feel isolated. And so it went from that to just completely blocking them out.
Or they just some young ass kids who just really who have a disregard for everybody else because that's just what youngsters do.
Yeah,
so
or that too.
Like, all right, I just want to, either I'm seeking attention or it's multiple things in that scenario to where it's just like I'm just being.
Yeah, I do got to factor in the young kids thing.
Disregarding other people.
Yeah. That's true. At the time, I wasn't thinking that, but
I did some shit like that.
But I think that when I look at the popularity behind, you know, I don't want to say popularity, but I guess it is like the way people essentialize
the hype.
Yeah.
There's hype.
Labeling people
having a label, having a label,
and that's the times
because you kind of go viral. Me and Bree was watching a documentary last night about this girl that basically lied about having cancer, and she like blew up, started selling books on like eating healthy, and because she beat it, right? So I took that and then I thought about like, you know, what we're talking about right now, and I'm like, that's the new wave right now where it's like I have an adversity, right?
We're in the era of sympathy labels.
Yeah.
But that's what I was just finna say. It's like when you see or come across people who actually have like mental disorders and, you know what I'm saying, issues, you see how they get treated. There is sympathy. There's, you know what I'm saying, there's a level of empathy, there's a better level of understanding, and then you treat them differently. Not because of what they have, and but because you want to make sure that you're not offending them because you're not sure how they operate. You know what I'm saying? You just move differently.
Yeah.
You're dealing with it.
You tolerate certain things.
100%. And a lot of people want that because they don't want the accountability. They don't want to work on themselves. They are fine with wallowing whatever it is they're dealing with. And so I have this because if I say I have this, then I can operate like this. Without scrutiny.
It gives me justification for my actions.
So how do you feel about people that like every time something happens, it could be a celebrity, it could be a person that's just tripping, you know, out in the streets or online, and the first thing people say is they need therapy. Like, how do y'all feel about that statement? Do y'all feel like that it's easy of a blanket statement to see somebody acting away and then be like, man, they need therapy. They not all right in the head.
What does therapy mean, like, for everybody? Like, what does that mean? What is therapy? Therapy, there's all types of different therapy. What type of therapy do they need?
Right.
Just saying they need therapy.
You diagnosing somebody, like you blindly That's why I was asking that question.
Or they need fucking training.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need training.
Ain't got no home training, no manners.
Counseling.
Yeah, discipline.
Yes.
Counseling.
Yes.
It's a little different than counseling is different than some therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes people need to stop being some people need to be shamed too.
Yes. I mean, that is a form of counseling. Right? I mean, we all play sports, right? And when you mess up in sports and
trash
and the coach make the whole team run except for you because you was the one that made the mistake, you know what I'm saying?
What high school you went to?
No, that actually happened to me before. That actually happened to me before.
That'll happen for sure.
That'll happen.
Nigga messed up. You go sit down right there and everybody run, and then the fact it's different than when they make you run and everybody else run, but if they make you sit down and everybody else run, now they own you.
Yeah.
That ain't never. If I messed up, I did extra. It was what?
Yeah.
No, but
they watched me do extra.
Yeah, I did that, and then even when I was in the young man's group and as a teenager, when we would do our pledging and stuff, pledging. When you pledge a Greek, right? And black colleges and stuff like that, one person don't get in trouble. Your whole line get in trouble because the one person screwed up. You know what I'm saying?
Remember you had to write lines? Do you remember lines?
Yeah.
Let one person in the classroom mess up and everybody else quiet.
Yeah.
100 lines.
Yeah. So, I mean, that type of counseling doesn't exist anymore because now it affects individuals' mental health or whatever. But the reason why I asked that question on how you feel about it is because when I see people say that statement, oh, they need therapy, they need to go get therapy, or like somebody has a downward spiral in the entertainment industry, oh, they need therapy, or whatever the case it is, that's the same question I pose. What type of therapy you talking about? Because there's a way that you self-regulate, or there's a way that you do things where you deem it as therapy or therapeutic. You two and me. So when somebody makes that blanket statement, I just seen a meme where it was a fat kid that said, "I don't smoke," and he's like, "Well, I know your fat ass like edibles." Bro, y'all know why you reminded me of that meme when you did that?
Bruh.
Oh, it was one of my Facebook memories.
But yeah, man, it's almost like the information it's almost like coming into knowing, like, you know what I'm saying, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I almost feel like knowledge is detrimental, because the more people know, the more people are saying, I have this, I have that, I'm dealing with this. I'm in self-diagnosing
them
because they've heard of stuff and they come to the knowledge of these things, and you don't even really have that. You might exhibit something, right? But you not all of them. And the thing is, to be diagnosed, you got to have all of them.
It's like not. I wouldn't say knowledge is detrimental. I would say the shorts, the clips, and the reels is detrimental.
So social media,
because all it is giving us little glimpse and a blimp of information with very little context to many of these things, and so people are really just going regurgitating.
Bro, our TikTok is the prime example of that.
Yeah.
We'll have a clip, right? We'll put a clip out there, and they arguing with the clip, and it's like, did you watch the whole thing? Did you? Nah, I'm just responding.
I didn't watch the whole thing to get context. I seen clip.
Most people respond to the statement, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with the way people debate, because there's a point, and then there's statements made before that point, and most people go back and forth about the statements without even hearing the whole point.
Yeah, because that takes work, bro. Yeah, you know how lazy people are?
Very lazy.
Chat GPT.
That's the cold part about it. That's there to help you if you're lazy and you still won't do that.
It's not even helping you. It's doing all the work for you, because they have at the college, even I seen a kid taking a test. He just highlighting the question and boop, the answer pop up. He just go straight to the answer on the multiple choice test.
That's horrible.
Yeah, because
your phone shouldn't even be allowed if you're testing.
It usually isn't.
It wasn't on his phone. It was on his laptop.
Yeah, give me that too.
Yeah, but no. This is what they do now in school. They use laptops.
That's why they're going to be stupid.
They use laptops. They
I said what I said.
But it does take away from your ability to learn, like, because we understood how important it was to memorize addresses and phone numbers.
Yeah,
we don't know very many people's phone numbers, if any at all. Sometimes.
Oh,
we don't understand.
Technology is making humanity very, very vulnerable, bro. Yeah. Like, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, we are tool makers, but tool makers at times can be to the detriment of our basic abilities to, like, navigate the world. Mm-hmm. So.
And I didn't mean knowledge is detrimental in general. I meant to those idiots.
Got it. There we go. To you dumbass niggas.
Speaking of idiots, we got an update, Poe. And now Jelani's here and get his take on it. We got an update. So, the mom that, lost the 2 children, that's froze to death in the car of hypothermia, looks like she was partying, like, not too long after that, and social media reacted to it.
She got 3 kids, right?
I think she had a total of 4 and lost 2, right?
And then the 2 that she lost, only those 2 belong to the dad, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Now. And
he wouldn't come get him, and she felt like she wasn't helping him, right?
She said he wouldn't come get him.
Yeah, because he had to work.
How far he works.
Yeah, I guess they live
hours away.
From what we gathered, the father lived a distance away to not just be able to just drop everything, Craig's in trouble, come quick type of situation. And so a lot of the blame and a lot of the energy went on him. And then a lot of his personal life started coming out, like, oh, he's been with this. You know how people do. They just got to find a reason to blame. But my thing is, there's when we first talked about it, there were some things that we scratched our head about, but we didn't have all of the details. But I think the crazy part about it was, as I was looking at some of the comments, a light bulb started going off, because I forgot that when certain things are going on, like it's really, really cold outside and you're home, especially you got children with you, you can go to a church or somewhere like that to stay warm. They won't turn you away. There's shelters and things like that.
people have survival skills. People got resources and networks out in the streets. I can't say that it's always a guarantee every night.
Yeah, for sure.
Periods of time for people.
Right.
But in regards to her, what people are kind of looking at is the fact that she's at a party at a time where you would most likely be
mourning,
grieving.
Not just mourning and grieving. You're depressed and sad.
Yeah.
You don't have the time or energy.
She looked like a different person in the video. The hair was done.
Now, was this? Do we live in a social media age where information isn't really researched too much and evidence isn't really correlated and time stamped?
This wasn't no old video.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you like. Oh, this is an old.
No, it wasn't an old video. And like, I guess one of her relatives was trying to defend the video. Like, she, we just trying to like get her spirits up or whatever the case it is. And all right, fine. Hey, look.
People in the ghetto, man, we are.
Nah, because somebody said
That's
something.
crazy.
Somebody said something like, "You don't know how grief works. She could have cried in the bathroom." And I was just like,
We all know how grief works because we all lost people.
Yes.
We ain't all lost children, but we've all lost somebody.
I'm gonna be honest.
It felt like it was the worst person, worst loss in our lives.
Yes, taking a loss is horrible.
Yeah.
Losing a child, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine.
Not imagine.
Could not.
Bro.
And my thing is,
and I ain't even got kids.
But just put it to this: for someone who doesn't have kids, the person who may have passed that you had the strongest connection to.
yeah.
That's it. That's how we gonna make it apples and apples instead of apples and oranges. The person you had the stronger connection to, a parent and child connection may be stronger, but many people have lost parents who didn't have children.
Right.
So that sense of where it's like, how would I feel? Would I have the energy to do this? It gives more perception or it gives a feeling of disregard and neglect that most people were already feeling initially.
Because of the situation.
What the situation was. She might not have been able to. She might not have had the best resources. She might have been at her lowest point in life.
Yeah.
But again,
a relative of her also said in the article, her cousin also said in the article when they interviewed her only fault in the situation, which I thought was kind of strange for her to word it like this. She said her only fault in the situation was having too much pride to ask for help. This is crazy. But that's what her cousin said. And the thing that I think
you forget
you forget
you took the ACL.
Nah, bro. The reason why that stood out to me was because she said she tried everything.
Yeah, and she
so if you tried everything, so that's like me speaking on you and be like, man, Poe tried everything, man, but the only thing I'm gonna blame you for
is not trying everything.
Is not trying everything. That's an oxymoron, pretty much, right?
It's just a moron.
Yeah. And so you take that, but I'm gonna be honest. What terrified me was the caping for her, or the people actually defending her. First of all of the people that was defending her don't know her, right? Personally, they don't know her character. They don't know her intentions. They don't know what's going on. That's number one. But number two, the scenarios that were given on the defense, like, well, you don't know how, you can't tell a person how to grieve. Okay, all right, I got one for y'all.
When do we ever throw a party though?
I got one for you.
That's crazy.
I got one for you.
After the repass. At the repass. That's the party.
But the music, that's not. What kind of music you playing?
You kind of playing some up.
At the end of the night.
Have you been to a repass?
No. Let's play this out.
We're playing upbeat 80s. Going crazy.
Did the service happen already?
Yeah.
They had the service.
Yeah, that's what the repass is for.
I'm saying did that for.
Oh, you talking about with the late? No, that was no, hell no.
Okay, because in chronological.
But you got to remember, you can't judge.
At the end of the night, after the repass, I could see them getting that off.
Yeah,
I could see them having that energy. You drunk, you may be like feeling something. It's late night at the end of after.
I see where you're going.
You know what I'm saying?
It's too early in the process to be partying.
Partying.
Like you're not planning funerals or getting things situated.
That's what I wanted to get at.
You're not getting things
you're
situated
not under
for
the
that.
covers in your bed, sleep.
She ain't got a bed.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're not planning for that. You're not
right.
Like Your friends got your hair done and bought you clothes. Where were they when you needed,
That's
covers,
what I was getting at.
heat,
Like if you're
place
out
to stay?
if you're out and it's 0 below freezing. Because I seen a comment that said, "Oh man, look, she's at the club," and it was like, "No, she's at a house." And then the comment said, "No, she's at a warm home.
house." Yeah.
Hey, but look,
Where were these people at?
That's where shame comes in.
Yes. But apparently it wasn't working in the comment section because people were justifying it, saying you can't tell nobody how to grieve.
You can't. You really can't tell anyone how to grieve.
I got the solution for it. I got the solution. I got the recipe.
But you can. I mean, she put it out there. She recorded the video.
Nah,
Posted
bro.
it so we could comment.
Nah, brother, look. They're right. You can't ever, under no circumstance, tell anybody how to grieve. We should not be judging. So that means, ladies, when you break up with your dude and he knocking down your sister, you can't tell nobody how to grieve.
Cousin.
Right?
Best friend.
Right?
Hit on the mom.
Right?
I want them all.
You know what I'm saying? If you say something, hey,
y'all on a different level.
If your girl disrespects you and hurt your feelings and make you cry,
Clothesliner.
right? And you give her the people's elbow, because you can't tell nobody how to grieve, right? There's no boundaries.
Grief comes with violence. That's crazy.
Nah, that's grief.
That's my outlet.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, right?
You can't tell me how to grieve.
You can't tell them how to grieve, right?
Smack them.
That's health. That's health and wellness, right?
Right.
Health and wellness.
Right. But see, the points that we're making, see how stupid that is? See how stupid that sounds? That's how stupid that sounds. That's how stupid that sounds. You can't tell nobody how to grieve. Like, come on, man.
But we can understand how grief.
I can understand how grief affects you, but usually usually it's kind of familiar how it affects people.
Yeah,
you kind of speak out, to people that you get along with. Now you're not getting along with them. You know what I'm saying? You're not keeping yourself up.
Like someone,
you know what I'm saying?
Laughing
Stuff like that. Depression.
Laughing at a time when it's when we expect you to exhibit other emotions. Yeah, there's a nervous laugh sometimes. Sometimes people do that type of. Yeah. And we can identify that. Yeah. But when you are exhibiting characteristics and are traits that are like kind of totally opposite of what is expected, right? And that's when we come in and question it. Right. So you can say, yeah, you can't tell nobody how to grieve, but goddamn it,
we can recognize grief though.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah. That's for sure.
I ain't never been grieving and hit the two-step shuffle or Cupid shuffle or any type of dance move.
Some kids drown in the bathtub purposely on accident.
Whoa.
Purposely on accident.
That's crazy.
Meaning some people, unfortunately, want their kids gone.
No, that's true.
And so
that's true. That's a conversation that I felt like most people were afraid to have about it. Yeah. Because we read about it all the time.
All we hear in this world,
we read about it. Yeah, we read about that all the time.
You guys missed it.
What's up?
You missed it. At the beginning, I said, how many kids did she have?
She got 3, he said.
And how many passed?
2.
And those kids were belonging to who?
The dad.
Man.
Only those 2?
Yeah.
Okay. And he wouldn't come get them, and she might have felt some type of way and feel like part of her situation was because of the kids and because of him.
Unfortunately, that type of shit happens.
And
yeah,
that's why I asked that at the beginning, because I'm like, all right, nobody's acknowledging the fact that maybe, nobody's acknowledging the possibility that maybe she didn't want. Because I'm just saying, if all of the kids were there, how only 2 passed away?
Were all the kids there?
I
would assume so.
Where else they gonna be? The dads obviously weren't around.
Well, my thing is, I would assume that they were all with her, because if she was able to divide her kids up, then the other kids could have went there and she could have figured it out, whatever the case it was. So I'm just gonna
we don't know all the specifics of anything. Right? We're just speculating, giving our thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, we're giving our insight.
On the same breath, though, like, that could be a possibility.
Yeah,
that has to be.
The thing that's nasty work to me is how much the father got dragged about it. Because I feel like if it was the other way around and it was under the father's watch, he would have got 100% accountability.
Because they were.
It's an easy scapegoat.
There's some things that some points were made. I won't act like they weren't.
Yeah, there was some points made. I agree with that.
But it's just at the end of the day, the focus should be on what she didn't do because they were in her possession.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like we would say with anybody.
Like, think about it. like when the courts decide, where do the kids normally go?
The mom.
So they were already with the person who they thought would be the best situation.
Exactly.
That's the big five and the blank five in your hand, like at the same time. She played them.
So you guys want to blame the father for not being there when the father was trying to make a way. He was out the way. It wasn't really his fault.
Well, it turned into, he was with this person. And I'm like, come on, man.
Did not play a part.
But see, that's again, but that's
the whole thing about it, though.
Just how people.
All right, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because we talked about that. Yeah,
like in certain instances, when it's something like that, and the only emotion you can feel is anger and frustration, it's better to show nothing.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying for perception of people who don't understand that dynamic.
Did you look at his eyes?
Yeah,
his eyes was glass.
That's exactly.
That's what you said in the last episode.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah,
I didn't care about.
He was ready to hurt something, bro.
His eyes was glazed.
He was ready to hurt something.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But his nonchalantness to other people could be perceived a way. But as black men and men who know how it is, sometimes when you have to
put on a face.
Calm the demon.
Bro, look, we have examples. Y'all familiar with Tony Dungy, right? Mm-hmm. Tony Dungy lost his son in college he deleted himself in I believe in his dorm. You see this dude every Sunday night with Rodney Harrison laughing, talking about football, this, that, and the third, whatever the case is. We see people in real time that have lost folks. Sylvester Stallone lost his son. He still does movies. He still does interviews. He laughs. We have to, as men, I mean, especially black men, but as men, we understand that we have to put on a whole other mask sometimes just to get through the day.
It's not even just that, bro. It's the fact that, like, a lot of our feelings and emotions are not acknowledged or respected unless it's anger and frustration.
And that's where I feel like that's where the mask comes from.
That's why. Yeah,
that's where the mask comes from, because we, on top of the way society deems it, but we're taught that. And we're probably taught that because of the way society handles it, right? So yeah, that's a fair statement and assessment for sure.
That's his black man, right?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there a statement that was made by somebody? Slim Thugg.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Slim Thugg is crazy.
So so brother Slim Thugg said that us black men were wanted by everybody. We're the highest sought out men and value and
in the Americas.
In the Americas.
And, I mean, he didn't say that, but I'm saying that.
And he also referenced the sisters and said that the sisters are the main ones, got us jumping through hoops and things of that nature.
Jumping through hoops for
them, right?
I think what he was specifying specifically was sex. I don't think it was based on relationship. It was based on.
Well, I know he had mentioned like how you got to have money and stuff like that, right?
No, but how quick you get to it with the black woman.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
The standard level.
I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Slim Thug we got to stop listening to him sometimes. I'm gonna keep it solid. He say shit, and we gotta stop listening.
I didn't even hear the full statement to really happen.
You didn't hear it, so he's basically saying,
Is it on social media?
It's on social media. He posted it. Sometimes we gotta stop listening to Slim Thug.
Well, what did you disagree with about Slim Thug's statement, man? You don't think we're highly sought out?
I am.
I agree that perception wise,
Jelani like, yo, he gets it.
We as black men, all the other cultures of women typically are.
He said everybody wants us.
But the next part in what he was talking about
which
black women having to be more quick.
He deleted it.
It's gone.
He deleted it.
Nah, nigga, I just seen it.
It's on you.
Not go to YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, of course it's there.
Delete that shit.
Of course it's
YouTube.
there.
You ain't deleting shit.
So
I'm saying. So are we?
So hold on. What are you disagreeing with that Slim Thug said?
His consensus that black women need to be more easier to give it up than other women. I mean, in comparison to other women.
Come on, Poe, get your phone right, dog.
No, that ain't me.
Yeah, I pulled a Poe.
But honestly, yeah, no. So we gonna say first of all, we acknowledge in one sense that black women are objectified in society, right?
I get it.
So then now we're gonna tell them to not have higher standards, whether we agree with it or not, because we're in a time and a climate when black men and black women have these conversations and disagreements about relationships. And
we disagreeing on everything right now.
A lot of things when it comes to the relationships between black men and black women. But we're gonna sit here and say that they shouldn't have a standard. So you saying they should be easier or on the same level? Like to have a standard, whatever their standard is, it is what it is. To me, I think that's objective.
So peep this.
That's crazy.
I didn't even hear it, but I read what he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's stupid.
He's crazy.
And so look, all right, black men being sought after, facts.
Yeah,
For sure. Facts.
But
saying that black women should give easier access to men regarding sex, no, they shouldn't.
Hell nah.
No, they shouldn't.
You niggas need to.
That's why there's so many baby mamas now, because they couldn't determine the difference between a real man and a fake one. And they gave access to the fake one. Now they raising kids alone. No. All right, don't give easier access.
I'm gonna say
standards, morals, values, lady.
We about to lose
I'm about
accounts, all the shit.
I'm about to say.
We're about to lose all our accounts.
Okay.
Follow me on Kicks and Snickers.
I'm right here. Edgar
So here's my thing about what Slim Thugg was saying, because I sometimes interpret what I am watching differently than other people.
I never watched it.
Got it.
All right. So for starters, I disagree with him thinking that, or him saying that everybody wants us. I think because we had an episode about this conversation years ago. Black men, I believe, when it comes to a lot of other cultures, are fetishized. And the reason why I feel that way, there's a fetish for black men by a lot of other cultures, is because of
you're healthy.
Yeah. There's that.
I'm gonna agree to the fetishizing.
Yeah,
but a lot of other culture or women from other cultural backgrounds have families. With these
no. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying when you say everybody, when he said everybody, I don't necessarily feel like it's everybody. I feel like because the women that don't come from the black culture that will start a family with black men, I do feel like some of them believe that they can relate too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, black
and
men,
so that's why they're comfortable. Like, you know what? You know, your family's like my family. Your culture's similar to my culture. You know, and that's what, and you're what I'm attracted to. So that does happen. That does happen.
We
it happens.
fetishize other cultures too, though. Like black men, black men participate in the fetishizing of Asian women and white women.
Let me land. I'll let you go. Let me land. And then you can go in. The reason why I say that about us is because I've seen a lot, just on my own personal experience, but even you look around, you'll see a lot of these different women. They will date, they'll mess with black dudes, especially in their younger days. But then when they're ready to settle down, they'll go back home. They'll date they'll marry their own culture, or you know they might have been married to a black man and then it didn't work out, and so they go another route, whatever the reason is. So I don't necessarily agree with him on that regard, and the reason why I don't agree with him on that is because for the people that actually have a brain that will be with a black man, understand what we truly have to offer outside of that. You see what I'm saying?
You mean culturally?
Yes. Yes.
So because
yes.
Go ahead. I think you have to say that.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say because it's like they go back to they married to. What happens is they get with us and like, dang, this is a lot. I wasn't ready for all of this. I'm gonna go back home where I understand things and they're simpler.
Right.
But look at
the fried chicken every day and have sex every night. Like yo.
But look, it's a lot because in my
chicken and sex is crazy.
I have kids of different moms from different ethnic backgrounds, right? And for me, I would see it as like some people. It's not a fetishizing. It's like it could come down to just basic human.
Man, you gonna make me take my glasses off, dog. You really think these white girls, bro? You really think a lot of these white girls that be with like
Jamal?
You know, I'm not, and listen.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about suburban white girls just went to a certain school, whatever the case is, and she just happened predominantly white, grew up around her environment, and she want Harold.
She only fuck with black people.
Yeah. Why?
Because she don't like her kind.
Now remember, I said fetishized, right? So outside of fetishizing a black man, why would she want a black dude?
It could be preference.
What's the preference? What are the qualities that we possess that makes us a preference for a suburban white girl?
Hold the beat.
The melanin in our skin and the different variations and hues in the melanin in our skin is already attractive. The way in which we are.
So looks, okay.
It could come to looks. It could come to hygiene.
Looks,
it could come to the way in which we carry ourselves. It could come into the way in which.
So our swag, flavor.
Like, even if you a square, like, it's just the way in
flavor,
which,
how you cook.
Know what I'm saying? we have a whole different
salt?
Our culture is just different, and some people don't fuck with their own cultures.
No,
that
is the thing.
Fuck with them.
That is the thing. I'm not saying that a white girl can never like a black dude.
But we know,
okay,
but black men fetishize white women too.
We know this.
Not this one.
Okay. We know this. We know.
You don't fuck around in the snow, man?
Yeah.
You never been to the snow, nigga?
Yo, this is the thing. This is what I'm.
You ain't never been to the sand and nothing, nigga?
This is what I'm knocking away, right? When we say, yeah, but black men do it too, we already have the woman's space to remind the world about what black dudes do. So I don't even care for it. But what I'm saying is from what Slim Thugg's statement is about the way the world feels about black men and stuff like that. I just think I agree with you guys on that level where you're more talking on a sexual level, bro, because I do believe, like, okay, take the sisters, for example. They know how to break down the qualities of the black man in which they really love, cherish, and appreciate. And it's easier for them to do it because they've been around us, and
they gotta have higher. I think that the reason that they may subconsciously and just it's been this shift into having a higher standard for black men is because they know us more than.
But they gotta really have a high. Here's my thing. I agree with that. But the reason why that gets lost in translation when they're trying to explain it is because them high standards seem like this real beneficial for just you.
Yeah, I don't
see what I'm saying. So that's where that gets lost in translation.
Because the high standards aren't based in personality and characteristics.
Exactly.
It's not based
materialism.
That's why I asked you the question. Okay, Poe. So that's why I asked you the question earlier about, okay, so like you take a random suburban white girl that's just crazy about black dudes. Everything that you named, I agree with, but it was none of what he said. It was not the personality, the understanding, or any of that stuff.
And that's the issue. Like, and then when it is something that like characteristic, like, well, he's not 6'5". Like, I can't change that.
Yeah.
I can't change my height no more than you can change your. Well, never mind. You could change your weight. You just won't. Yeah, my bad. Oops.
Watch it. The ledge was right there.
Now I'm single again.
Tiptoe back.
Oops.
He need to turn his camera off sometimes.
He says things
he needs to turn his camera off.
And he said, you know what I'm saying?
Because the woman that I want her to have higher standards.
And I'll keep it G.
Is 7'3", nigga.
And a millionaire.
What are you talking about? Yeah, nigga.
He got all the perks of playing basketball without playing basketball,
right.
bro.
Everything, the money, all of it.
Shut up.
But
I want to see a video of Slim Thug with 5 women.
I will
5.
I will agree. I will agree that
enough seats in the car.
I will agree that our confidence makes us feel that way, though.
Cadillacs and shit now.
Our confidence does make us. Our confidence does make us. What's the word I'm looking for? Our confidence does make us
cocky, flamboyant, obnoxious.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. To where desirable. That's true. To where we could achieve that. Like I do think like our confidence, our style, and stuff like that could put us in a very, very, I don't know, easy space to where we could pull somebody from a different nationality. You know what I'm saying? If they're open to it, I do think the black men could most likely date anybody based off of that. But the success after that, or, you know, the understanding between two sides after that, I don't know.
I'm gonna pitch something that sounds crazy, but y'all let me know if this could make sense. Historically in America, white men are the men of power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would imagine that the men in power would be the most desirable to women.
Mm-hmm.
Historically in America, the black man has been on the lower end of having any type of power.
Power, right.
Right? And yet we're more desired
Then
for...
More desired than who?
And the main thing we're talking about,
Say
we're
it.
desired for.
Say the words that you want to say.
More desired than anybody else, even more than some white men, right?
So you agree with Slim Thugg?
But this is what I'm saying. We're desired for our what? And it may seem like it's a bad thing to say, but we're desired for our sexual
Third leg.
Mm-hmm.
organs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if this is a human instinct to go for the most desired genetics?
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I know people that think like that. I know that people
People
will base who they're dating off genetics too.
But subconsciously you don't understand. Like, let's say you're in for instance, they say like if you're out on on a beach shore somewhere and you've been starved and you haven't had any type of nutrients and you find a fish. You're not gonna go for the flesh first. You go for the eyes, the organs, the things that are nutritious for your body.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes your body, you whatever your desires are, is not based on really what you think you want. You might be wanting to eat a lot of ice.
Mm-hmm.
You're anemic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the draw.
So you think that's a possibility?
I'm just saying.
Instagram hating on you.
I'm just saying, man. Oh, they shut me down?
I think that could be true, but like I said, bro,
That was just a wild thought I had, man.
I mean, there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. I will say that. I agree with that. There's some truth to it. There is some truth to it. But yeah, I think he was just feeling good that day. You know what I'm saying? Probably went to the gym. Probably got,
I doubt it.
2 or 3 compliments more than normal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he
went to a course.
But
like,
you know what? But
nice today, all the ladies want us.
But but I will agree with you because I didn't say my take on that. Nah, I don't think our women at all should be easier at all. I think our women could be softer.
I don't even want to say softer, more understanding.
More understanding?
And if they're more understanding, the softness will come when necessary.
Yeah.
So
that
more understanding.
More submissive.
No.
Don't say that.
No.
Ooh, that's a trigger word. That's a trigger word.
No. Because the whole thing about it is you can't be submissive to somebody who's not worthy of being submissive to.
Yeah, they gotta hold it.
You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta hold it down.
Like, you can't be submissive to somebody who's not a leader, who doesn't have a game plan, who doesn't protect you, who doesn't provide. What are you submitting to?
Yeah.
A loser.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'll take understanding on that. But no, I don't think our sisters should be easy at all.
Keep the bar high, ladies.
They should be easy
because
at all.
For a while the bar was so low that a lot of people are fathers that shouldn't be.
Well,
keep the bar high.
Well,
ladies.
there's some women right now that's trying to lower the bar for them. You know what I'm saying? That's getting too much airtime. So yeah, I don't think they should be easy at all.
The thing about it though is just like, don't be so rough. I think like not just black women are rough from an emotional standpoint when it comes to us, bro.
Yo,
I'm gonna turn it off. All right, Instagram. I'm turning it off, man.
But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, they can be emotionally rough, bro. Like, golly. Just...
But, okay, so when you say that, you know what the rebuttal is. Like, I do this. I've been through that.
But that's a part of life as an adult. You're supposed to pay your own bills. Life isn't easy. There are struggles. There's ups. There's downs. You have to grind it out. And you can't have a messed up attitude and be rude to people because life is beating you up. Life is beating all of us up.
But you know what's ill about that, right? Is that when these conversations do happen and things are explained as far as in like, I have to be this way because of this, that, and the third. That's from my insight and personal experiences, that's based off of where you're at because you're not going to give your boss that energy at work.
Check this out, though.
You're not giving the phone company that energy when you got to pay it.
Check this out, though, right?
You see what I'm saying? So you are picking and choosing when to exalt that energy. And so if you can pick and choose where to exalt that energy, then why wouldn't you give your best energy to the person that's trying to give you their best?
I got something for you. So, hyper independence, right? That's usually how a lot of Black women respond. That's where it comes
How
from.
they were raised. A lot of them was raised that
so
way.
hyper independence, right?
Yeah.
And it's a trauma response.
Yes, it is.
Right? We've talked about trauma. Like, hyper independence is a trauma response because you've always had to do everything by yourself, grind it out. And in certain instances, it was situations that you shouldn't have had to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you did have to. So because of that, there's this hyper independence where I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. On the same breath, though, I know a lot of women who suffer from that, who don't want to be strong, who don't want to be hyper independent, but they have to be, and they operate like that to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I understand that, and I think that's where the understanding needs to happen on the other side. While we're telling them to be understanding, we also need to be understanding of that aspect of it, because a lot of our women have had to go through and deal with things that they shouldn't have growing up in as an adult.
And they were taught that bullshit like it was a rite of passage or something.
And they were taught that by women who were hurt or who had to be independent by default.
Right.
And so because they had to be independent because of how life came about, they instilled that in their daughters from jump.
And I think that happened probably around the 70s and 80s.
70s and 80s, yeah, early 90s, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's the other side of it. So you have to understand the hyper trauma and how to respond to that.
Yeah.
And so while we're asking them to have understanding, you need to have understanding.
Grace.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? On both sides, right?
Agree with that.
100%. Because if we can understand each other, we can grow together.
Yeah.
And that's really where the power is at. The unity in us is really what they fear.
And the best way of having understanding is talking to each other, not at each other.
And having conversations like this. It'd be nice if we had, some women, but y'all be tripping on the podcast, so we don't really put y'all on camera.
Counterparts would be nice.
Oh,
it's love, though.
He-Man Women's Haters Club.
I love the ladies.
So,
nobody else said me too. I guess they gay. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, I got a wife.
Me too, nigga.
Nah, no, you don't. You're not married.
They make copies of me.
Bruh.
I got copies of me at the house.
Your kids?
Yeah. What you talking about?
That's wild. Nice shirt, by the way.
Appreciate you. Yo said I got to go pick my copies up. That's wild.
You going to the print shop?
Yo, hey, hey, we in your department now, bro. You heard about USDA, right? Did you look at the article, brother?
I showed
He can't read.
That's the one article I didn't see. I see
This is nuts.
He can't read.
All right, bro.
What they doing?
But we'll talk about it. Don't care. Take your
headphones off. What they doing? Don't they sell meat and shit?
Turn his mic off.
This is crazy. So there's two
sell
things.
food?
There's two things that happen, right? So because there's multiple links. So the first link that I got, let me pull it up right here, because one of them affected, your craft. USDA scholarship for students at historically Black colleges suspended.
He don't know nothing
So
about
they're
that.
not giving them no more lunches?
See, he don't know nothing about that, bro. You talking to the wrong person. I told you to talk to me.
And guess what?
The funding freeze has been challenged, okay? But affected universities include Alabama A&M, Florida A&M, North Carolina A&T, and Tuskegee University in Alabama, among others. The scholarship program dates to 1992, but in 1890, and the title refers to the Second Moral Act of 1890, which established historical Black colleges and universities. Eligibility rule include being U.S. citizen with a GPA of 3.0 or better, along with acceptance to one of the 1890 land grant universities. Eligible students must also study agriculture or related fields and demonstrate leadership and community service according to the department's site. That's why I thought.
Oh, not
So,
see. I work at
there's two
California
things-
Community College.
There's two things. This dude's ignorant. There's two things going on with USDA. There's that, and then there's also the money that was frozen for farmers.
So 20 million.
They released that, so it's almost like one. It was like it felt like, I'm not saying that that's what happened. It felt like one thing happened for another thing to happen. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's just what it seemed like.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that because, like I said,
go for it, brother.
At the HBCUs, that's a whole different.
I have a theory.
What's
right?
up?
So what you just spoke on with the USDA cutting the funding that's been in place for over 100 years and unfreezing the farmers fund, right? And do you know who that affects?
As far as the farmers or the funding for the college?
Funding. No. Not them stripping away the funding, unfreezing the 20 mil.
The food industry, right?
But those who are already established.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what they're doing for me, I feel is like the second step in what it is that they're trying to do. Because if you look at the DEI
Yeah.
and everything that happened with that, I feel like that was the first step.
To dismantle it.
Well, because, all right, bro, you have to really look at something, right? And we've been speaking on this like without even knowing it. Because we were like, oh, black men are the most desirable. You know, you would think white men are most powerful. Nobody wants or whatever. Who's becoming the minority in the country?
Whites.
Which means what? They're going to lose power. They're losing position.
Minority.
So they are
like,
doing their
political power?
best.
No, like in population.
In
like
population.
Yes, in population,
They're getting older
It's
and they're not
projected that they
producing.
will be the minority. They're still the majority.
no, we know that, but that's what he's saying. Who's becoming because the numbers are shrinking.
There's a shift in America, and nobody feels that more than the white man. And they are doing their best to hold on to power, to keep their people in position, to make things work in their favor, their race, for as long as possible.
Are they wrong for that?
I've had that.
They're not wrong for
I've
it,
gone through
but
that thought
the
process
thing
myself.
about it is just like what they're doing, the results of it is wrong.
How they're going about it? I agree with you.
How they're going about it. Yeah. And so it's like when you really think about that and you look at how they pulled the DEI, and what is that? Diversity?
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
And remember what I said before. I felt like the inclusion part is what made them just make the whole thing a target.
100%.
But I think a lot of black folks take that as like we are the only people. We think that has to do with just solely us, but that has to do with veterans. That has to do with LGBTQ community.
It has to
Women.
do with do with everybody who has taken a piece of the pie from them, bro.
Yep.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking. It's not pertaining to just us. We just happen to be affected by it on a major scale more than most because we've had to do the most work to be recognized.
And
remember what the Constitution said? How many? What was the fraction?
Well, that came to voting.
But
you were counted
but
as
what I'm saying
3/5
though,
of a vote for every slave.
So yeah, 400 years, bro. Right? You're a historian. Everything we fought, everything we've been building. So our march, our fight, our journey has been so much longer. So when they start cutting a lot of these things, they have more of an effect on us because we've been fighting longer. 1892?
Yep. And slavery
1892,
ended in
bro.
1865.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
So we're going to be affected more with certain things because our fight has been longer. So the DEI, that might have like undercut
No,
the
that
legs.
does hurt us because we're small businesses. So that federal funding that we could have possibly been getting for our small businesses,
No,
sure.
100%. But what I'm saying though is like the DEI might have swept the legs underneath the LGBT. It took our legs.
Yeah.
Like you see what I'm saying?
Right,
Because we've been in
right.
it longer.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the end of the day, it's almost like a strategy to keep those in power, and to uplift their people so that once they're gone, they still have power.
Right.
I mean, that would be the name of the game. You have to project because you have to understand.
Right now, it just seems like it's a lot of back and forth between what they're trying to do and Supreme Court. And I'm actually surprised because I thought the moves that Trump made with the Supreme Court was going to solidify, like, majority of the decisions he make was just going to go through. But some of these Supreme Court judges is not feeling it.
Just because they're on his side of the aisle doesn't mean they necessarily agree with his tactics.
Yeah.
And they are upholding the laws of the land more than they are.
Well, thank God for their integrity.
Man. Oh, it's personal. Don't get it twisted.
Some people care more about the party than they care about the person who's representing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I mean, I
first thing you said I agree with. No.
Yeah, that's madness, man. But you know what? I'll say on a positive note, and before we get up out of here, man, let me pull this shut, man. I don't even know if you guys looked at it. But basically, there's going to be some historical figures that will have statues in the National Garden of American Heroes.
In D.C.?
Yes. And I believe, how many is it? It's a list of 244. And there's a lot of our brothers and sisters that's going to be on that list.
Tupac in there?
Nah, Pac didn't make that list.
No,
Kobe's going to be in there.
Gonna be there?
Louis Armstrong, I think, is going to be in there. MLK, no Malcolm. I was trying to find. I had the list, but yeah, it's a decent
Frederick
amount.
Douglass over there.
Frederick Douglass, I think, is going to be in there. I think. Harriet Tubman. Is going to be. Yeah.
WEB.
WEDB.
What?
WEB.
You said WCW.
I said WEB.
I don't know. I was trying to find a list, but it's a total of 244, and it's a significant amount of our black heroes and influential people that's going to be on that list, and I think that's dope. I think that should be promoted more and talked about more.
You know why it's not though?
Because it's not drama.
No, it's not even just that. It's nice, and that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't benefit the living. And right now, I think our focus is on how is he going to do stuff that's going to benefit us.
Well, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. That's dope. I'm glad the recognition and the respect, and they should be in there.
Yeah, they should be.
But there's not a major amount of focus on that because on the flip side of that, bruh, DEI, pulling funds from black colleges. Like, you're doing all these things that affect us on a negative scale. I'm like, but we giving y'all statues. Like, no.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we're not acknowledging it on a higher scale.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, basketball players been getting statues, and I'm not saying that should lessen those going into...
that D-Wade is nasty.
Man, Allen Iverson's worse. But what I'm saying is, we need more for us.
Got a statue. Nigga.
We do need more
for us. Those who are actually here in the country, still living and thriving. We need more. So you can't be like, yeah, statues, man, hype it up. No.
Are we fighting a losing battle by expecting or thinking that somebody is going to give a damn about our benefit at all? And are we wasting a lot of time not attempting to create things of our own?
Yes and no.
We're looking too much for acceptance and inclusion and wasting more time on that.
Yes and no, brother.
I'm not looking for acceptance or inclusion. I'm looking for acknowledgement, bro.
Yeah, but that comes with they're not going to acknowledge because that's part of their game plan.
I get what you're saying, but on the same breath, if we could build our own, we'd have it.
No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. Yeah, I'm not blaming us for not having done it, but you know what I'm saying?
Here's what I say. Like, I would like acknowledgement. I would, but I want something more than acknowledgement or anything else.
You want reparations?
Reparations sounds fire right now.
It does.
Reparations sounds fire right now, bro.
I promise you, if reparations come into play, I say at least 10% of blacks leave the country.
And go and figure it out, and then some people plant seeds.
I think that would happen.
But leave this country, you gotta have a plan, man. All that old go to Ghana.
If you got it, it's a hell of a plan. I'll say this though, the thing that I would like to see happen, I'm gonna tell you the thing I like to see happen. Look, leave our shit alone. If we get resources, we get opportunities to better our people. I mean, it's not hard for me to go find a Facebook comment where somebody that don't look like us saying, see, you and your people and your people do. Okay, fine. But history has shown that black people have tried to make their own environment, their own ecosystem, and it was always tampered with.
We would have to be on a level of being perceived like the Jewish community. And what I mean by that is they created their own communities and they have their own thing going without being threatening to the status quo, the government, or to the country. We are a threat. So once we start creating our own...
What makes us a threat?
white guilt, our nature of.
When you say white guilt, do you say like black people making white people feel guilty, or just their conscience?
That and their own conscience, and then what they've done to us, they believe and are in fear that
we'll do it back.
The same thing to them. We are also threatening to their livelihood, the way they're women. We're threatening to them in many different ways, and because of our desire, we're desired. And so when we create our own, it's going to be difficult to break away from, just because we're a fabric of the American landscape. We are part of this. So it's kind of hard for us to break away and create our own without other people, like the Jewish community. And
you can't talk about. They try to, but you can't honestly talk about American history without black folks.
But the Jewish community is like underground, right? Like you could go to New York and you go to these different neighborhoods and be like, oh damn, they got this going on over there. But like black folks and we outside, we here, we are visual. We're gonna be seen and we're gonna be wondered upon. And so I think it's kind of be hard for us to have that same type of status or even same type of communities as Jewish people. But that's what it would have to be.
No, it's not difficult. I'm going to tell you what the issue is. Jewish people have something we don't.
Whiteness.
No, unity. They stick together and they defend against, like, bro, have you ever really like kicked it with or been around Jewish people? Have you grew up around any? Do you know any?
I know some who said they was Jewish, but I never grew up around. I would say Jewish people in that way. No,
I have.
Sure, no.
They're tight knit like Mexicans. Like the unity and the support and how they rock. The only thing is they're a lot more organized.
Yeah, but they also receive vast amounts of resources and
100%.
Than we didn't. So after World War II, they was given the land.
You're right.
They was given resources.
I cannot argue that.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%. But what they did was
tried to go in and try to people did go try to fuck them up. They got enemies.
Now the thing is, if we
way.
now I can say this because you're 100% right. If we are ever blessed to see reparations, then we need to unify like they did and do the same thing. We need to build our own up and protect us.
I'm gonna be real. I believe that's probably why
it hasn't happened.
That's why it hasn't happened. I would be shocked,
bro. They're scared of us.
I would be shocked in my lifetime to see that.
Everybody's aware of.
I'm privileged
Tulsa,
to see a brother as president, and we even seen you know.
We thought that was gonna be some fake shit.
Yeah,
we all know about Tulsa, right?
Yes,
it's multiple Tulsas.
Yeah, multiple Tulsas.
That's what I'm getting at right now.
Go for it.
Colfax, Louisiana massacre. Wilmington, North Carolina massacre.
And there you have it.
Atlanta massacre.
That's why my point was what I said earlier. Just leave our shit alone.
Elaine, Arkansas massacre.
So when we say these things, they're like, why
Rosewood,
can't we do this?
Florida
why
massacre.
We can't do that? It's because we got this historical trauma.
It's been done.
What's happened when we've done it, and so we are not even understanding that the reason we may not trust each other is not because we are just inherently untrustworthy of each other. It's not because we're inherently violent towards each other. It's because this is by design. This is all by design.
Well, they've been putting us against trying to apply us against each other forever. That's why there was a house slave in you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but even on a bigger scale, we see it in every time period, in every decade. There's one, right? I mean, even when you look at a brother from the Black Panthers,
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
Like they got somebody to infiltrate. You know what I'm saying?
To Huey.
Yeah, it happened to Huey.
Yeah.
So
happened to Malcolm and them.
Yeah. And so when you look at it from that scale, it's just like, that's why I said, dude, all right, you want us to do our thing. You want us to figure it out on our own like we always have been doing. Leave our shit alone then.
But the crazy part is most of those movements were not built on violence towards anyone.
Yeah, it's true. That's
there was
right.
in some instances there was a not turning the other cheek, but nobody is talking about going and committing violence upon anyone. And
yeah,
so
that stuff was created to protect
part.
our own neighborhoods. It wasn't to go destroy anybody else's neighborhoods.
No matter how innocent or nonviolent we may be, we have different. We see Malcolm, we see Martin, we see Medgar, we see all these different players in the game.
Harvey.
Garvey was trying to get out of here. They didn't even want us to leave. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's what I was finna. That's why I mentioned him.
Trying to get up out of here.
We were trying to go back.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So we ask
You don't like us, but you won't let us leave.
You won't let us leave.
Yeah.
So you say, we ask each other these questions on why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? And I get it. Like there should be a time when we come to a full understanding of how to like get past that trauma, but it's by design and it's been passed on to us. And we ain't really had too many years far removed from it. We just came out the war on drugs.
Yep.
We just came out of that.
Yep.
And that's when we was born.
Yep.
So
because they started doing stuff we couldn't afford.
yes.
Fentanyl, what's that? That's a prescription drug?
Yeah.
But it's
I had a hard time getting aspirin.
And it became a war on the music.
Yeah.
So we are just susceptible to whatever it is they don't try to do, and all we can do is try to take these little steps up the ladder.
Well, you know my philosophy, and I mean I normally wouldn't say anything like this on air. I would normally say it. Our problem, when I look back at the civil rights era, and I look at people being on YouTube and they're giving good history lessons, and you have all these different platforms talking about what we need to do and what we need to get into. I think that's part of our problem, is that we draw up the blueprint. We draw up the blueprint, and then when we draw up the blueprint, we post it online for everybody to see. I seen what's dude's name? Skinbone. He had just made a post on Facebook where he said, y'all really will say your whole program and everything that you're gonna do to somebody and tell them not to tell nobody, and then post it on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Right? And I think that's our problem. I think our problem, well, not just our problem, but one of our biggest problems is that if you put the blueprint out there on what we want to do, where we want to do it, how we want to do it, and then it doesn't get done, well, think about how easy you made it for somebody that doesn't want to see that done.
And it goes back to the conversation we had about where you said it sparked something in me as well when you said we don't have to make everything just outwardly black or just overtly black. Mm-hmm. And so that inspired the name of my business, but also I've also come to find out that there are several businesses that I wasn't aware was black owned that I thought was a white establishment. But just that in itself is saying like it's great to be proud to be black, but sometimes we can turn others away.
Yeah, when you put the black stamp on it, I mean, that's just our perspective.
And I'm not even talking about people outside the community. Some of us don't want to be involved with things that are just so proudly black.
Yeah, well, here's how I see it. I do.
I want a fist on all my products.
Black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black. No.
Black milk, yes.
Here's the thing about that's crazy. I thought it was chocolate.
Black milk in his refrigerator.
Might need to throw that away, player.
We get out of here.
Might need to throw that away, player.
What I will say is that my interpretation of black business is two things: how a professional black man is conducting business in whatever space he's in. But if the business is owned by a black person, that's a black business. Mm-hmm. As far as my insight, as far as how I feel. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to put a label on my brand. Mm-hmm. You don't need to put a label on your brand. You don't need to put a label on your brand because it is a black business. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, let's keep it a buck. When it comes to other cultures, it's the same rules apply. When you want to go have some Mexican food somewhere, that is a Mexican-owned establishment. That's why you're going there, because you want that traditional experience, right?
They be frying chicken and shit now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. They're not good at it, but they be frying chicken.
They be frying shit. They're not as good as the Asians.
Yeah.
The Asians got it down.
They kind of get down.
Because the Asians learned from us.
I know, they learned. And
yeah.
They, did their own little thing.
Wasn't that on a show?
What?
A cooking show.
Yeah, they learned
Possibly.
from during World War II.
No, it was there was the Asian lady. She was like, "Yeah, we have some of the best chicken." Blah, 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 blah. And the host was like, and that was taught by the black soldiers that went over there. And I was like, "Ooh, he knew his history."
Exactly.
He knew his history. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chicken good though.
Yeah, they do their thing.
But yeah, man, we gotta stop televising our past, bro. And we just need to like get down and get the
just do the work.
Get the work. I don't tell nobody what I'm doing ever.
You don't tell me what you're doing. I know. I believe you,
bruh. I'm telling you. I don't. Man, look.
As soon as we turn this stuff off, he's just gonna walk off, go home. Anyways, we finna get up out of here, man. You've been tuning into the No Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill with my co-host in the building.
Timothy, Jelani Evans.
APT Poe, man.
Okay, I was running smooth. Anyways, you know what's up. You know where to find us in all the comment sections. And however you're listening, like, subscribe, follow. Let us know what you agree with. Let us know what you disagree with. We here all the time to respond. If you're bringing the smoke, whatever. But we finna get up out of here. You say you what?
I like smoke.
We know. We finna get out of here though. Until next time, peace.